There you go. It's a little blurry. Yep. Let me zoom in. Smile. Thanks.
My hand was shaking. You got it, you got it. Okay, fine, I got it.
This is crazy. Keep going, baby.
I can't, the keys aren't working.
Bad. Does it ever get in the way? Embrace the chance of 100%.
Smile big. That's a nice shirt.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There, I got it. What do you think?
Okay.
Alright. Is it okay if I can do this?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
There we go. Okay.
Alright. That one's
13 on Your Side Weather Deck is sponsored by Montel Construction, your home team.
Welcome back to 13 on Your Side. I'm meteorologist Samantha Jacks outside on the weather deck. I'm not quite used to having to put my jacket on just yet. We're slowly transitioning into that more fall-like air mass in the early morning hours. I could use it out here. Grab the jacket, don't be like me as you walk out the door this morning. And our temperatures throughout the day today will be consistently cooler than what we've been experiencing, which is why our weather ball is currently solid blue as we have those cooler temperatures in view.
The 13 Weather Ball is sponsored by LaFontaine Lincoln Grand Rapids.
Yesterday's cold front brought Grand Rapids just a little bit of quick bursts of rain that continues to exit the region, high pressure settling into place. As high pressure sinks in, it will eat away any cloud coverage that we have left, but because of the direction of our winds, we won't gain a ton of heat throughout the morning. We're sitting at 57 degrees right now in Grand Rapids, 55 in Big Rapids, 56 in Ionia, and 58 in Holland. Throughout the day today, we will see temperatures slowly but surely climb, but not gaining a ton of heat. The sun rising just after 7 o'clock will be at around 58 degrees still at 10 a.m. and then only topping out in the low 70s by 5 to 6 o'clock this afternoon. The good news is that this will be coupled with completely sunny conditions, which will make it feel really pleasant outside. As for our winds, still a bit breezy all the way up until our afternoon hours, with winds gusting near around 20 miles per hour throughout the day today. Because of that, we do continue on with beach hazard statements. If anybody is in town for the holiday weekend and planning to head to the lake shore today, ample amount of sunshine, a little bit cool out there, but winds are going to cause those waves to be at a dangerous level. 4 to 6 foot waves expected in our northern zone, 3 to 5 foot waves. Conditions will improve into your Thursday and likely be back to yellow to green flags flying. In terms of our dew points, they're nice, low, and comfortable today, remaining that way through Friday, and then we start to see them climb into the holiday weekend. This comes with a big push of warm air. We're also going to see temperatures making their way into the upper 80s to low 90s Sunday through Tuesday. It's going to feel like the mid-90s all 3 days because of our dew points being in the mid-60s. So another day of rather hot conditions, giving us that little blast final feel of summer in the forecast. Lakeshore communities today, though, not quite feeling summer-like outside. 66 degrees for Leadington, 71 for Holland. Winds will be mainly out of the north, eventually taking on an easterly component into the evening and overnight hours. That will take our temperatures up a little bit warmer for our Thursday. The rest of your 13 on Your Side 10-day outlook showing that tonight we do fall into the upper 40s to low 50s, but tomorrow back towards seasonable conditions in the mid-70s.
As this day of giving comes to a close, workers at one of Seattle's busiest waterfront restaurants are giving a toast to record profits. KOMO's Ryan Sims reports it takes them months to prepare for so many hungry Christmas Day customers.
All hands on deck as so many people deck the halls themselves. In just the course of a few hours, Ray's Boathouse handled more than 800 reservations as guests poured in and the booze and the food flowed.
There's a lot of preparation that goes into it, and day of, we kind of just take a deep breath and do what we're good at.
This was Emmett Nyland's 11th Christmas working here as one of the food and beverage managers. He placed food orders for Christmas right before Labor Day.
It's always weird when you get to the end of the summer and it's still 80 degrees and sunny and you're starting to think about Thanksgiving and Christmas already.
And during the holiday season, one of the biggest gifts is just securing a spot in a place like this one. Get this, within 9 hours of reservations going online for Thanksgiving, the place sold out. And within 36 hours of Christmas reservations going online, booked up again.
Get booked fast, so you have to kind of plan ahead. It's hard to be spontaneous.
Paula and Phil Mark have celebrated Christmas dinner here since the days of Ronald Reagan. It's been that long. And year after year, making reservations requires plenty of determination and plenty of dedication.
I was back in late October, and I thought, that's how else are we going to get to go out on Christmas Day?
The streets are empty, but then you come into a restaurant like this and it's cheery and lots of people.
Results, a merry, merry day that's very, very busy.
The energy is always fun. The environment is always fun. Holiday guests are always in a great mood.
In Ballard, Ryan Sims, Como News.
She said nothing was there. No? Okay, we'll go upstairs. That's it. Yeah, didn't I tell you not to call me that? I think you're scaring me.
Christmas time is here, and with the blessings from above, God sends you his love, and everything's okay. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Encino's still gone. Ooh, a sandwich. Potty, you're a lifesaver. No, Potty, you know I don't like mayo.
Hi everyone, good morning. 7 o'clock here on your Tuesday. Thanks for joining us on Up with Krem. I'm Tim Pham. We also want to welcome you in if you're watching us on Krem 2 Plus. We are under a weather impact alert day today because of the foggy conditions in parts of our region. So let's get right to Thomas. Thomas, what's the very latest?
Yeah, if you're heading west of Spokane, you're going to be running into that fog very quickly, especially those higher elevations of the West Plains. There are dense fog advisories for mostly Lincoln and Adams County. That's the gray shaded area. It's kind of in the center of the screen here. But I also want to just include western Spokane into that because that is where we start to see some of the dense fog, especially immediately towards the Cheney and Medical Lake exits along I-90. So the visibility reports already at 1/4 of a mile from the airport, which of course is a bit closer towards Airway Height. But once you go west of there, that is when we start to run into the heaviest fog in the inland Northwest.
Here's a live look at the traffic impact this morning. This is a live look at I-90 and Geiger. You could see really just the lights right now because of the foggy conditions, as Thomas just told us. So because we're under this weather impact alert day today, it's also having an impact on your morning commute today as well in parts of our viewing area. So if you are heading especially further out west outside of Spokane, keep in mind that it is quite foggy. You will need to keep your headlights on and give yourself plenty of room and slow down, of course. We'll keep a close eye on the situation. We bring you weather and traffic together every 30 minutes. New this morning, Idaho State Police are investigating a shooting on I-90 near the border of Washington and Idaho. Around 8 o'clock last night, multiple law enforcement agencies responded to a Ford pickup truck in the median of the interstate. Witnesses reported a man was shooting towards the interstate as vehicles drove by. Shortly after law enforcement arrived, the suspect was brought into custody. Nobody was hurt in the shooting, but all of I-90 was shut down. It has since reopened this morning. The 23-year-old man was booked into the Kootenai County Jail for unlawful discharge of a firearm. He was also cited for a DUI, use of a deadly weapon, and disturbing the peace. New in the last 12 hours, in their meeting last night, Spokane City Council unanimously approved a resolution for a contract extension with the safety organization known as COPS. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones live at City Hall for us this morning. Brandon, you've been tracking this closely. What does this resolution mean for the future of COPS? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Well, for starters, last night's vote officially goes ahead and puts a contract in front of Mayor Lisa Brown to go ahead and sign that extension that would keep the safety organization COPS around for at least a few more months. Last night, City Council voted to approve a proposed 3-month contract extension for the program, which would allocate up to $200,000 in funding. That is a decrease from the $450,000 COPS receives in the past, but it puts the safety organization in a position where they can still go ahead and operate over the next few months. The proposed amendment from Council President Betsy Wilkerson extends the contract with COPS for 3 months at a cost of $125,000 that will be payable on a monthly reimbursement basis. If Mayor Brown doesn't sign the amendment by 3 p.m. today, the Council President can use her authority to approve the extension. This will be a form of bridge funding as the Mayor's office seeks transparency on how COPS is using taxpayer money. COPS Executive Director was at the Council meeting last night to speak on that exact topic.
No one ever asked me for program numbers. I knew we had a new chief coming. I did a little bit of research and found he was very numbers driven, all right? So I put together numbers. How much do we NOP? How much do we do this? How much do we do that? Gave the numbers to the chief, gave the numbers to the mayor.
Also at last night's council meeting, council members approved the city's first ever biennium budget. So we'll have those details coming up for you here in the next half hour. But for now, reporting live in downtown Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Right now, a University of Washington professor is receiving a Nobel Prize in Sweden. Professor David Baker is receiving a Nobel Prize in chemistry for his computational protein design. His lab created new proteins that can do things like neutralize viruses and treat cancer cells. His research helped scientists develop the first COVID vaccine. Our station in Seattle spoke with him back in October when he learned about the honor.
It's been an absolute privilege to work with them over the years, and as Tim and Anna Marie says, I'm very, very excited about the future. I think protein design has huge potential to make the world a better place, and I really do think we're just at the very, very beginning.
Baker was born and raised in Seattle and graduated from Garfield High School. He'll receive the award in a ceremony starting any moment now. It began at 7 o'clock, so we'll keep you updated when he receives that award. This morning, hundreds of Boeing employees are waking up without a job come February. Boeing has issued layoff notices to another 396 employees in Washington. The state's Employment Security Department received the notice yesterday. The layoffs are impacting employees at the company's locations across western Washington, including Bremerton, Puyallup, Seattle, and more, as you can see here on the map. Their last day will be February 21st. We are working to find out if these mass layoffs are affecting the Moses Lake facilities. These layoffs add to more than 2,000 Washington jobs Boeing has cut so far this year. Boeing announced in October that it would cut 10% of its workforce to align with the financial reality of the company. Today, a decision is expected in the state's lawsuit against Kroger's proposed grocery store merger. The trial over the proposed merger with Albertsons wrapped up last month. The state claims the deal will limit competition and lead to higher prices for shoppers. A King County Superior Court judge is expected to deliver his verdict at 1:30 in the afternoon. The Federal Trade Commission has also sued to block the merger. Continuing coverage this morning, an Arizona judge approved Lori Vallow's request to represent herself against conspiracy charges related to the death of her ex-husband. This after finding she is competent to stand trial. Vallow was already convicted in the deaths of her children, Tylee and JJ, and her husband's ex-wife, Tammy Daybell, in Idaho. Last year, she was brought to Arizona to face more charges. The judge asked Vallow a series of questions to make sure she understood she is held to the same standard as an attorney.
There are serious disadvantages and dangers to representing yourself. Can you just tell me a little bit why you want to represent yourself?
Yes, Your Honor, for the past 5 years that I've been incarcerated, I have taken it upon myself to study case law and criminal rules of procedure in the state of Idaho and Arizona, as well as federally. Prior to that, for the last 10 years, prior to my incarceration, I did study procedure in family law, and I have real trial experience.
The judge's decision came last week. Vallow's most recent public defenders will be kept on as advisory counsel.
At 7:08, we take you outside where we are just monitoring weather conditions in terms of fog pretty closely. Here at our South Hill studios, no fog, and on this side of town, not noticing any fog over downtown either, but our temperatures are at about 30 to 31 degrees at the moment. You basically got to make it to the airport, and then west of there is where the fog is at its heaviest. Over the West Plains of Spokane County, nothing unusual, but it looks particularly dense, and since our temperatures, again, are below freezing, it is a freezing fog. So we want to make sure that you are, again, aware that there could be icy patches, black ice on some of those bridges and overpasses, which tend to collect a bit more of that ice a bit more easily than other stretches of the road.
Morning, watching the roads for us. Tracy?
You know, I always get excited when we get a little bit of snow over the pass, and I know drivers don't get that excited, but it's great news for drivers so far this morning. I'm going to take you over here and I'm going to show you. What you can see is on some of the side roads right now, there's roughly about 2, maybe 3 inches of snow, but it's melting. So the snow flurries that we're seeing here on Snoqualmie Pass this morning are when they hit the ground, they're melting. So the roads are bare and wet so far this morning, but it's awfully pretty here at Snoqualmie Pass. And DOT trucks have been out overnight to kind of not only treat the roads as we work our way over to Eastern Washington or come in from Eastern Washington, so you have nothing to complain about. Again, DOT is reporting no restrictions over Snoqualmie Pass. Different story for drivers on Stevens Pass this morning, where traction tires are required. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up here in less than 10 minutes. Pinpoint meteorologist Nick Allard, whatever is falling right now here at Snoqualmie is actually melting as it hits the roadway.
And basically, that's the story for everybody else as well. Now, granted, if you look compared to 24 hours.
Smile big. That's a nice shirt.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There, I got it.
You know, one of our roles here as Arboretum is to kind of help preserve plant genetics.
The Washington Park Arboretum is where a tree became a target.
This is the Arboretum proper.
Ray Larson with University of Washington's Botanic Gardens says staff first saw it on Friday.
Just to the right there, you can see the little stub.
And soon the Arboretum's regulars noticed too.
My husband took the dog out that morning. He was like, the tree is gone. It's like, I think someone cut it down.
It was 5 feet tall, planted just a couple of years ago, and rare, grown from seeds collected from China.
It's a variety, giant cypress or a Tibetan cypress that we don't see often in cultivation. And then since it is heading toward being endangered.
It's not like a regular tree that you can just go to the store and get a seed or a sapling for. So it's just sad in that context.
I just think it's appalling. Why would somebody do that?
Sometimes we'll have branches taken, but rare to have whole trees.
Using social media to spread the word, they say they suspect someone took it as a Christmas tree. A similar scenario unfolded here 15 years ago, right around the holidays, with another rare tree cut down and stolen.
It's just so sad because the reason we come to the Arboretum is to see all the beautiful trees, and there's so many, and it's so wonderful, and to see it damaged like that is just really awful.
So they just stole something from everybody.
A tree many here treasured like a gift is now gone.
Things are more expensive for Christmas trees too. There's a lot better trees to use and a lot better places to find.
In Seattle.
Sad when something like this happens.
Natalie Swaby, King 5 News.
Have a good day. Have a good day. Thanks.
Sorry, it's okay. Cool. Oh yeah, that's probably why he's going through the international side. Yeah, see, he tells you I want to be on the elevator as long. I just do one up and down on one elevator. I wouldn't do every one, but that would take too long. This is the last bank in here. We can take this one. Oh, I don't want to risk my hands. I don't want to risk it. My hands spin. It'll stop. Yeah, but my hand's not too fast. These ones are nice. I like the carpet. Surprised they don't have a name tag on them. I know. It might say on that sticker. Yeah. They're either gremlin or Fleissen crap. Yeah. All right, we did them all on that one.
Yeah.
Now let's go through the staggers. We can take the next one. Okay. There's only one button? That's kind of weird. Oh, there is? Okay. Oh, we can take this one.
It's kind of cold down here.
I know. These ones are a tiny bit slower, just a little. Hey, going to 4?
Yes, please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Where are you out to? No, we're from 4 days and 12 flights. So, I think California, Wisconsin, some Canada, and Mexico. I got my food.
So, are you a pilot?
Yeah.
Well, good job. Good job on the plane.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
It's a bit like work, I will say that.
I know it's not. It'd be hard for me. I'm just playing a simulation, and it's kind of hard for me a little bit. I mean, you have to do a lot of training.
Yeah, the Microsoft Flight Simulator is a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's the one I have.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it cost me $80 to get it.
Yeah, I think it's got all of the maps and geography
I know.
around the world.